First of all, I want to thank Miss Deborah and Mr. Rahim for allowing me the opportunity to work with their children. They were a blessing to me. I remember one time when Amir was in the middle school, and I was crossing the street to work with the kids over there in a mentoring program, and one of the teachers saw me, and she said, I need to talk to you about one of your future players. And I said, okay. So she said, it's Amir Abdur-Rahim. He's sleeping in my class. I said, okay. So I said, well, when he does it again, you call me. So back then, you know, you had those little flip phones. So I said, my number's 404-309-CATS. You know, I made it simple for everybody to call me. And so one day I was across the street, she called me, she said, he's sleeping in my class. I said, don't say nothing. So I went across the street and I was looking in the door, and he was asleep. So the little guy beside him, I said, tap him. So when he tapped Amir woke up, and Amir looked at him, and then the little boy pointed to the door, and I looked at Amir, and I did like that. And long story short, I never had to get on him again. And of course, when I went back across the street, told Sharif, I need you to handle that for me. And he did. But one thing about when I say they were a blessing to me, I was always in their lives. They were in my life. When they went to California, Amir didn't like California, so his mom said he can come and live with me. So they gave me guardianship of Amir. We had to do it the right way. I didn't want nobody to say I was recruiting kids, you know? So he came and everything worked out well. He played hard. We had one heck of a meal plan. Monday we probably were eating burgers. Tuesdays and Fridays we had games. So I said, well, we eating Wednesday, Amir. He figured out something. I said, well, we eating buffalo wings on Thursday. And then Friday, we had games. But he was such a blessing to have he was like a calming type person for me. Because I did act up from time to time, and he'd say, Coach. And so that I knew what that meant. But when he lived with me, I would break down films, and then when I come back, or I'd leave and I come back, I would see him breaking down film on his own. And I said, this guy, he gets it, and he's special. You know, just like the rest of the kids in the family, he's special, but he really is taking his craft serious. And, you know, the program that I tried to structure was all-inclusive. And I'll give you a quick example. One time we were playing at Georgia Tech, and it was like a TV game, and it was a timeout, and I had my stat guy right beside me named Andrew Bashik. And Andrew was the type kid, he was kind of, I would say he didn't hang around a lot of people, but he had his laptop with him at all times. So he was sitting beside me, and it was a timeout. So when they went back out on the court, I said, Amir, come here. And so I said, Andrew, what's he shooting? He said, he's 4 for 12. And I said, Amir, you know you 4 for 12? He said, but Coach, you said that was good from the 3. And I looked at Andrew, and Andrew said, no, that's from the floor. And I said, I said something along the line like, you need to go out there and get your stuff together. But I probably didn't say stuff, y'all, you know. I said, get to the cup, and he did. He was just a blessing at all times. So when Amir walked away, Andrew said, Coach, he's gonna kill me. I said, no, you part of the family. So I said that to say this. it was all inclusive at Wheeler. So, and Andrew was a kid, in case y'all didn't know, Andrew never wore shoes. He always wore open-toed sandals. And I mean, I'm talking all year long. So if anybody knew him, you know I'm telling you the truth. And somebody said shorts and sandals. But he was welcome into our family. He was a Caucasian kid, and I had no issue with anybody's color. My point is that if the family let him leave the house like that, who am I to tell him he got to put on shoes, you know? Not an issue. But in closing, when Amir got here, I saw a change in the community. I saw a change in the pride of the school. I saw more like unity in this whole area. And I was very proud of that. And I think you all are very proud of the situation as well. He's a winner. And I'm gonna say this right here. There are 2 dates. You're born, and then there's the transition. And in between there's a dash. That dash is what you put your life. It's your life. And Amir, great father, great person, good character, good coach, respectful to everybody. I mean, you can't ask for any more. His cup was running over. And I don't look at his dash, the dash in between born and transition. His was going up. And I have to say in closing that we preach our own celebration every day we live. And everything that you all say is nothing but good stuff about him. And so if I'm gonna put something out there, I gotta say, #proud coach. And I'm gonna let it leave with that.